Evening YouTube, welcome back to Fat Cat Collections. Taking another watch review, and this is by Cadola. So Cadola is another Dartmouth brand. This is what I'm pretty excited to bring you guys. I say that with every video. I'm always excited to share a new watch, and more importantly, add one to my collection. This is just one of those watches that when I went to their website, you know, I go through, when I work with a brand, I generally go through their site, take a look at what I like. And like anything else, you know, I just can't review a watch that I don't like, right? I mean, obviously it's going to come across in my presentation. So, you know, of course, there has been watches in the past companies send me, and generally when companies send me a watch, I don't mean Dartmouth, I meant like other brands. I can't think of them off the top of my head. You know, generally if you send me a watch, it's more of a dress style watch. It's one I don't get as excited about because you guys know I'm more of a bracelet guy, right? But that doesn't mean I don't wear those. Doesn't mean I don't, you know, still get excited. But when I go through a website and I see kind of my picks, it's like you're shopping, you know, you're going to find your favorites. It's great when I was able to get something I really like. So this is called the Intrepid, not to be confused with the car, but it is a sort of themed, automotive car themed watch. And the reason I say that is because on the inside of the bezel there, you kind of see like a checkered flag in gray and black going right around the inside of the bezel. It does have a unidirectional rotating bezel. A little hard to turn. Some watches, and I'm not trying to be a crybaby about it. You guys know I don't, you know, this stuff doesn't bother me. But the way that they make the grip on this, or the edge, it's just kind of smoother. So you don't get kind of a nice grip like you would on a gear edged bezel. So again, not a deal breaker. I mean, you can still turn it with ease. It's not a problem. You know, I think sometimes people worry about that in a situation where maybe you're wearing some kind of gloves and you're diving. You know, that's not what I'm going to be doing, so it's not a problem for me. This is what I consider more of a vintage styled case. I don't know if you calling it Tanu is the right classification for this, but very vintage styled. I like it. You know, I always like these cases that kind of have that kind of football like shape. Great looking watch. We have the crown at the 4 o'clock position. Definitely something that some folks look for because it keeps that crown away from your wrist. You know, crowns like these are so small. Even on a giant sea hunter, I don't have problems with the crown digging into my wrist. So again, but everybody's different, and that's okay. Let's talk about what they actually say about this watch. So this is reference number CD1012-55. It says here, standout vintage. This standout vintage sports watch draws from reach for speed on land, air, or at sea. All right, so they got them all there, right? Not just the road, not just the land. All right, so with a elapsed timer diving bezel. All right, so this looks like every other bezel that I've seen. An additional nylon NATO strap, which I'll throw the picture up here because I don't have that with me right now. This automatic timepiece demonstrates durability, versatility, and reliability. So pretty straightforward, basic, simple write-up. We could basically, you know, we could use that write-up for 99% of the watches out there. But it is a fantastic watch. So let's talk about the check boxes. So, one, do we like it? Absolutely love it. I love the Tangerine. I'm a huge fan. If I have to choose a color in a watch, I love the bright orange. I've been drawn to bright orange. I don't know why. Ever since I discovered the Doxa line, not the Doxa, the Doxa line, I've loved, or the Doxa brand, I've loved the orange. And I've gotten many watches from Dartmouth brands with the orange. I don't know, there's something really bright and fun about it. What else? Again, checkbox number 2. What's it made out of? So here we have nice solid 3/16 stainless steel. Looks like solid end links, solid center links. Well built quality watch. Another checkbox for some folks might be what's the clasp made of. I like the fact they did the milled clasp as opposed to stamped. Just a little bit nicer, more refined look. It doesn't make any difference on quality, but a lot of folks do care about that. Dual push button deploying clasp. No safety lock on this, but I don't think it's really necessary. Cadola branding or Cadola logo on that. We have Cadola branding and Cadola logo on the back. This is pretty standard. We do have a branded crown, really simple. It is a screw down crown. You know, the rest, pretty straightforward. Let's talk about the important thing now. What movement? This is a huge checkbox, and I highly doubt we're going to find it listed here. Yeah, so we have a Japanese automatic movement, 3 hands with date. 42 millimeter case diameter. Again, all 3/16 stainless steel. A 13 millimeter case thickness. Nice tall wrist presence. And you know, that NATO strap is pretty cool. 2-year international warranty and 200 meters of water resistance. Standard 20 millimeter band. If you want to change up the band or bracelet, you can do that. But they do give you one. The one they give you, again, you'll see it in the picture. Pretty nice looking. We have that black and orange. That's kind of really slick on this watch when I go ahead and throw it on that. But I don't do that too often because I do really like bracelet watches, you know. So this is a really nice vintage styled watch. It almost has sort of a curved crystal, although I can't really confirm that with 100%. Might just be the way that they've curved the edges, but it does appear to have a little bit of a curve to it. A great looking vintage piece. Reminds me of something you might find, you know, from the 70s or something like that. Now, it is available in a couple different color variations. If orange is not your thing, you can get it in. Let me see what they got today. Maybe orange is your only thing. Let me just go directly to Intrepid here. And like I said, I'll put the link in description, and you guys tell me what you guys think. So we have a birchwood brown, the orange, the stormy green. We have a racing green, turbo red, navy blue. Ooh, I didn't see this one before. The gray is really, might have to request that one. Checker black, vermilion, and then the ones that actually, for instance, when vermilion, the gray. And vermilion is kind of like a reddish sort of color with a black bezel. I'm not going to go through all these, but we have a panda. Some are going to be automatic. Some are going to be the gray. I say, unfortunately, it is going to be a quartz. So not a big deal. It's a chronograph. Some folks may prefer quartz. My dad is a perfect example of somebody who would prefer quartz. He doesn't have to worry about wearing it and winding it. Although I think if he tried an automatic, probably be okay with that. I think you just, you know, we like what we like, and that's okay. Quartz are going to be more accurate. So, you know, for me, I'll always kind of gravitate towards an automatic, but this watch is so cool, I may request a gray if it's available. I don't think it's going to be, but they may not have for you it's available. For me, they may not have the available in the United States for a sample. So, but this is a fantastic watch. I highly encourage you to check this out and pick this one up. $450. You know, price point, like all the Dartmouth brands, they do kind of go up and down. They're having a Black Friday sale right now. Again, I'll put the link in description. The Black Friday sale is only on certain models. So I encourage you to check out, there's another one here, another watch in that if you like the orange and black, there's a Tangerine version that's called the Echo. Right? An Echo. No, wait, it's not the Echo. They don't... I swear to God, they just have Tangerine. They don't have. Oh, actually, you know what? I think this is called the 1977. They always confuse me with this stuff. So great looking watch. You know, I think this is a brand that definitely doesn't get the recognition it deserves. They make a great quality product. And is it better than Invicta? Is it better than Aragon? Is it better than Boulevard? No, they're all on par. But you know, I like when I like the fact there's so many brands making nice quality, affordable watches now where you don't have to just go with Rolex, Seiko, you know, Omega. Although a lot of folks who are going to spend the money on those probably wouldn't go with this anyway. But there are a lot of guys actually who, you know, they want to have one. I think guys, if you like watches, you're going to want to have different watches in your collection. Of course, if you're gravitating more towards those kind of luxury brands, you know, naturally you can't buy as many. It's so expensive, you know, you're going to be making payments on that for a long time. A lot of guys who have those. But other folks have the money. They can bang out whatever they want. And you know, I think these are just great fun watches. I mean, I don't think anybody's going to throw us on the wrist. And I think you'd be lying if you throw us on your wrist and you say, oh, my Seiko SKX is better. I don't think so. You know, of course, there are going to be deal breakers for some folks. If you are a guy who needs a sapphire crystal, let me see if this one has that. Let me see if they've listed that here, because that is, you know, I do respect, that is a concern. Let me word this right. It's not a concern for me. I don't care if it has a sapphire crystal or not. It makes no difference in the real world. But on this, they don't have it listed that I can see. So, I don't know. Some of the other Cadolas do. I wish I had the answer for you, but that might be, you know, it's unfortunate that this isn't listed because some folks, you know, these are important things for a lot of people. So I'll work my hardest at trying to get this information updated. But in the meantime, I would definitely give this one a look. It's a great looking piece. All right, so let's throw it on the wrist. I'm about 5'8". I weigh about 182 pounds, and I have a 7-inch wrist. So this is what it's going to look like in a guy my size, my height, and my weight. This is a great looking piece. I mean, like I said, guys. Like I said all the time, but, you know, this is a great looking piece. Vintage styling, again, I love that rounded off, kind of almost like a bubble look. Very, very cool looking piece. I haven't said that like 6 times already. This is one of the ones that, again, it reminds me, it's very similar in design, I would say, to my Aqua Dive. Just, it's very vintage. It's not quite as chiseled, it's more rounded, but... you know, at a fraction, well, maybe not a fraction, but a quarter of the price of what the Aqua Dive costs. So definitely give this a look. Let me know what you guys think of the orange. It's just amazing that there's you know, watches is so weird because you have brands like I keep saying Duxo, got Duxo in the mind. Brands like Doxa and brands like, you know, Aqua Dive, right? Those are great watches, but when we compare the quality of those watches to watches like this, they're not any better. Now, they might, you know, they probably do, I think they do their movements in-house, except for, I think Doxa does. But again, I don't even know. I haven't really researched that brand too much. But like the Aqua Dive, you know, that's got an ETA movement, an ETA movement. Is that better? I mean, well, maybe on paper a little bit, but ultimately, you know, all these things do is tell time. And what's, I think, the most important aspect of a watch is its construction. You know, do we have solid end links? Do we have solid center links? You know, are we using that 3/16 stainless steel? How's the bezel feel? Is it flopping around? Which most time it's never flopping around, despite what folks will tell you. Some watches have that, but generally those watches are like sub $50 watches. When you're getting watches like this, you're getting quality. And I talk about quality being a curve, you know. We have really inferior, very cheap $10 watches, and that quality, when you start jumping up towards like reserve level Invicta, Bulvas, that quality increases really dramatically, right? We have all your check boxes. Then once you're there, once you have good quality, that line doesn't change very much as you spend more. It's a very slow, gradual slope as we start getting into brands like Rolex and Omega. Is there differences? Sure, but are they worth the price? You know, the price you pay for them? That's up to you to decide. For me, absolutely not. And as far as being able to put them side by side and say, "Oh man, this is night and day quality," that is absolutely absurd and absolutely not true. So anyway, give this a look. Thanks for watching. Link is in the description. If you do like the content, do subscribe to the channel, but do click the bell. Be notified anytime I upload a new video. If I don't talk to you guys on a live feed between now and Christmas, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and let me know if I can help you folks in any way. Have a fantastic evening and take care.